and Brandstrom has done it. The Swede takes down the title here in Barcelona. We have an all-in here at the other table. Simon Brandstrom has shoved with 10s. He's up against Balakrishna Patur's 7, so it is domination nation. The 10s, the hand at risk. Ah, 7 on the flop. Always coming 7, and Brandstrom is now at risk of elimination.
Huge card for Patur.
Return card. It's a 10!
Wow.
Domination restoration. Incredible.
Surely not.
No, surely not. No. 10s hold, and that will be a big double up for Simon Brandstrom.
Brandstrom getting a very good price with the 10, 6 of hearts. Definitely would imagine that he'll want to call here. I think it would be a little bit too tight to see a fold. Especially as the chip leader, the one who can do damage to everybody else.
Queen 4-4 with 2 hearts.
Be interesting to see if Lou wants to continue the aggression, having raised from first position. We'll be a little bit wary. I would imagine that the big blind is the chip leader and one likely to have the most 4s. But he is reaching for chips. He's going to bet, and I'd love to see the check raise here from Brandstrom. We know he's not going to be folding with a flush draw, and he can immediately put a lot of pressure on his opponent with a check raise. We can see, of course, that Lou has ace-jack and probably going to be snap bet folding, but even if he has an overpair, even if he has a queen, he's not going to be loving life getting check raised with this chip distribution on the final table. We're just going to see a call.
600,000 apiece. Turn card is the deuce of spades. And Lou is now a 2-1 favourite with the best hand, ace high. Check, check. Barry Greenstein.
I don't think this is the most desirable spot for Brandstrom to want to bluff now. I think if he had a 4, he would have very frequently looked to check raise it. When Lou checks back the turn so quickly, the ace is a card that's going to hit him. But it looks like he just wants to bluff because he only has 10 high. It's going to need to be an absolutely huge bet for Lou to even consider folding here. Brandstrom could potentially have Queen X of spades for the backdoor flush draw. Could have called the flop with 3-5 of hearts. There is still some value hands he'll have. Possibly slow played a 4 and now looking to extract value. I do think Lou, more often than not, will end up making the call here.
It's 2 million into 2.75 million. It's chunky. We saw Lou make a very strong call earlier in that hand against Everson. Does he have this Swede's number?
If he calls here, I believe he will be our final table chip leader.
Wow! He folds it. Ship the pot to Brandstrom. Bag of chips.
Check.
It's pretty interesting for Martin here. I don't think it's a board that he's going to want to check raise as much as the other boards he has check raised. But now that he has a top pair and he's been check raising relentlessly, maybe he could look to get some more value, but he's just going to call. Also, I think it's very reasonable, 60 big blind seat, to just call Jack 5 on this board.
Brandstrom, raise pre, continued flop for 600,000. Check to him again on the turn. He's not checking behind Finton. A bet of 1.4 into 2.7, and with top pair, I cannot see Suitsor doing anything other than just call here.
Yeah, no, he's certainly going to be seeing a river card. It'll be interesting to see which rivers Brandstrom is going to follow through with his bluff. I guess an ace, a king, maybe some sevens, deuces, some clubs, these sort of cards. He might be thinking that he's just going to pull the trigger.
So a pot of 5.5 million. River card is an 8, changes nothing.
Brandstrom knows if he checks, there is no way he is going to win this hand. But can he find third barrel? The 8 of hearts not completely insignificant. He could have had queen 9 or 9-7 that barrel twice, and now they're straights. But it's not your typical scare card. I think it's going to take quite a large bet. Maybe there's not even a bet size. It's going to make his opponent fold top pair here.
$5 million.
Whew.
Near enough full pot. 5 million, the third barrel. And it's so hard to fold top pair heads up.
He also, apart from maybe 5-4 and 5-7, doesn't really block any of the natural bluffs his opponent's going to have. So if he's going to make a big call with just one pair, this is a pretty ideal candidate to have. But not an easy spot. His opponent has just bet, and it works.
Suitsor folds the best hand.
Not mix in the re-raise, just a call. Hello, nurse. OMG.
Full house for Brandstrom. Trip threes for Suitsor.
Brandstrom with such a lock on the board, he might be tempted not to check raise here, but we can see if he plays it quick, all of the chips are going to be going into the middle.
Here comes the C-bet. 700,000 into 2.2 million.
We're almost certainly going to see a complete stack reversal here.
You can only play this slow, right? You've just got so much of this, and it's so unlikely that your opponent does. What can you do?
Oh, come on.
Jeez.
It's now house over house.
The poker gods are bored today. Let's head on down to earth and F with two mere mortals.
And look at this from Suitsor's perspective. He's just turned a boat and he's thinking, this is it. I'm going to close it out here. This is the moment that I'm going to win an EPT.
Does Brandstrom want to now start getting all the chips in on the turn? He might be tempted to continue to just call. It's going to look incredibly strong if he does check raise his turn. And we can see he has such a lock on the board. It's so hard for him to imagine that his opponent has a strong hand right now, except for maybe some flushes.
1.7 million into 3.6 million.
You gotta just call again and go for value on the river, and you are gonna get it. Just put the 6 on the river too.
We are going to see the check raise all in, and we are going to see the snap call. Martin's going to think he's about to take the title, and he is going to get the news that he's being coolered.
So you think he checks here, Finton? Doesn't lead for value, but yes, he does check. Wow.
Yeah, the 10 of hearts on the river just doesn't change enough about the board. Brandstrom just has to go for the check raise, and this way he can hope, if he has coolered his opponent with another full house, or more likely with a flush, the check raise on the river means he'll get to play for all of the chips.
The nonchalant 6 million bet.
Into a pot of 7 million.
Such a sick hand to go down heads up.
Brandstrom's got 18 mil, give or take, behind. He could simply check raise all in here. We know he's going to get snap called, and we know he's going to get the full double up.
Yeah, he's about to have 40 million chips. From Suitsor's point of view, maybe occasionally he feels his opponent could check shove all in with a flush. It's heads up. There's just no way he's ever going to be able to fold this 6-3.
All in.
There's the shove. Checks his hand. Snap calls, thinks it's all over, but it is not.
Too excited. No.
House over house. Ridiculously sick cooler.
So sick.
And that is the big switcheroo. Hand 110 of the final table. Suitsor has king queen.
Things are looking up.
Raises to 900,000. Pocket sixes for Brandstrom.
It's been a while since we've seen a flip. Is this likely to go in pre-flop, Finton? Yeah, you think so?
I mean, the sixes are most certainly going to want to shove here, and I don't think you're going to get the full king-queen at this stack depth heads up.
There's the all-in. And the call from Suitsor, and we are flipping. A race for the EPT title.
It's like money versus the title. One of these two hands has a slight mathematical advantage.
Sixes ahead for now, and if sixes hold, we have a winner.
I feel like Martin deserves a little bit of run good in this flip, given how the last 45 minutes has gone.
Well, if he does hit a king or a queen or some kind of straight combo, Finton, he'll still be at a significant disadvantage. It'll still be a better than 2-to-1 chip lead for Brandstrom. The flop is 9-7 deuce. No king, no queen. Suitsor has 6 outs. The turn card is an ace, and Simon Brandstrom is on the verge of victory. Unless there is a king or a queen on the river, he will have won the biggest EPT main event of all time. The river card is a 5, and Brandstrom has done it. The Swede takes down the title here in Barcelona. And once again, for the second time in his poker career, Martin Suitsor is a runner-up on the European Poker Tour. But remember, Sutsor still got more than 1.2 million. 1.25 million, courtesy of the deal they agreed, heads up. The payday for Brandstrom, 1.29 million.